So Natasha, tell me about your wonderful 2-year-old Louisiana. What was she like?
She was full of life. She was just always smiling, play with anybody. She would help anyone. She would just care for anyone. She was just my little dolly.
She was the youngest of your 4 children, and you as a family were going through a tough time when this happened, and you decided to go on a family holiday. Talk me through what was going on with you guys at that time.
I just escaped from domestic violence, so I'd fled. Went to a different town, and I didn't need no friends because my children are my best friends. So we just booked it, and I got 2 trains there with 2 suitcases of pram. But we do it, don't we?
Yeah.
We do it, and they just couldn't wait to see the beach, and that's what made me smile on my face, seeing them smile.
Yeah. So you and your 4 children with all the suitcases, the buggy, the 2 connecting trains, you make it to the Lincolnshire coast, and you're staying on a caravan park. You were there 3 days into your holiday when this fire happened. Can you talk to me about the circumstances leading up to it?
I said to my friend that day, I said, why's my chalet got 1 door? Because I was looking around and it had only 1 door. And I just kept complaining to her about the boiler, just constant because the boiler wasn't on.
You didn't have hot water?
No hot water,
4
no
children,
nothing. Yeah, 4 children, and it was hot days. So obviously, she sent her sons out at 10 o'clock at night and lit the boiler, and then next thing I know, shut that bathroom door, and that was my life ended, really.
So the lady who'd rented the caravan off, the boiler wasn't working. She sends out her son to repair it, and you and your daughter go for a shower. And when you're in that shower, when was the first sign you knew something was wrong?
When she smelled the smoke. Because it's a tight shower, you know, like you get in it and you swim, like you swap, don't you? She's in it, then I'm in it. So I was underneath the water at that time and she was behind me, and then she went, Mum, I can smell smoke. And and I come out the water and I sniffed up with her and I said, oh yeah. So when I went like this with the door, the old bathroom was like fog, like pure grey-white fog. So I still didn't think that it was a fire, because obviously black smoke from fire, isn't it? So as I've undone the bathroom door now, there was the fire coming over my head, and the old, the living room bit was just black. I couldn't see nothing.
Where were the other children?
Sitting on the bunks. Lex was behind me, so I'd give her the towel, because obviously I had no time to think. I just said, put the towel over your mouth and follow me. So I grabbed her hand and she just like followed me from behind, and obviously the 3 children, but I had this window open at the tea time, and I just ran straight towards that window, and all I could do was just 1, 2, I couldn't even think, and James Dean was just standing there, and then obviously I hung my head back out with the black smoke, and it was like force. I've never felt power like it, and I just wanted a breath, but it was just all heaving, and then I went back in and I just kept patting for her and I couldn't find her. And then knowing that feeling when you've got to leave.
So you managed to get 3 of your children out, and in that split second, you were patting around for Louisiana, and you had to make a really difficult decision.
Yeah. But I died there. I died looking at my children. I couldn't look at them. That's horrible to say, but like they all died. Yeah.
Natasha, this took seconds, minutes. You know what it's like showering with children.
7 minutes
You're in,
it took
out,
for the chalet to burn down, and I was in that shower for 2 to 3. I didn't even know that chalet was going. So yeah, so it's like, and the police said if I ended up in there 20 more seconds, me and my daughter wouldn't have got out. So it's like, this is why I'm doing this, because we might not have been here.
Yeah. You go on holiday as a family, whether it's a caravan, a campsite, a rented apartment, a hotel, and
Anything,
you take for granted that health and safety, fire precautions are in place. And not many families would think to check that. And you are like any other family going on holiday.
Yeah.
The only thing that was happening was the boiler doesn't work. We've all been there. We've got to holiday accommodation, something doesn't work, you call someone, they come out to fix it.
Yeah. Not 3 days later.
3 days later.
And at 10 at night.
Talk to me about the immediate aftermath of what happened. You've got 3 children out of that caravan. you're standing there with them watching that caravan on fire. It's a difficult question to ask you, but I feel that it's really important for people to understand just what could happen, the seriousness of this.
I was just numb. I had no words. Just no words.
Afterwards, you found out that the boiler that was broken, its safety certificate was 5 months out of date.
Yeah.
And there were no smoke alarms. Armed with that information, what happened?
Nothing. Nothing. They put my daughter down to an accident. That's what happened.
The coroner couldn't say for certain that the boiler had caused that fire, so as a result, there have been no prosecutions, no one's been held accountable.
But she said she wanted to do it on neglect.
Okay.
Then she went, but we're going to put it down to an accident.
That's got to be extremely hard to take in terms of, I know that you're campaigning now for greater awareness about safety in caravans in particular, because that's where you were. And you want the law to be clearer and enforced better. Is that your focus now in terms of, as I said, nobody's been held accountable? Is it more about prevention for you now than retribution? Is that how you keep going?
Yeah, it's both really, both. Because obviously someone needs to be brought to justice for this, because I never took my children on holiday for nothing, basically, because I keep saying, what if to myself, what if? So all these small words are very big meanings to me, very big meanings. So I want to see someone accountable for it, I do, yeah, but I'm going to still campaign to make sure everybody's aware of what's happening in caravans, yeah.
Your story started like so many families are starting their stories this summer, their summer holidays. You know, there'll be families going on caravan holidays in the next couple of weeks, next couple of days, today maybe. What would you say to them?
Just check your smoke alarms, that's number one, and to make sure your certification's all up to date. That's what I keep erasing. Just talk to anyone I say this, just check your smoke alarms, just check, that's it.
You say there's a lot around caravans. Obviously, your story being out there, have other families come to you? Have you been speaking to people about safety on holiday?
Yes.
You know, this must have opened the door to families and so many similar
But
stories about
families,
substandard holiday accommodation.
Have cancelled. I don't want them to cancel the holidays, because I feel bad, because that's what we live for, to take our children away. I don't want them to do that, but just check your smoke alarms. That's it, and check your certifications all up to date, because by law you're allowed to know that if you've paid for that holiday. So yeah.
How do you want to remember Louisiana? Talk me through that day leading up to what happened, because that was your final day as a family of 5. What happened on that day? What was it like? Because that's your lasting memory.
We got up, and at 9:30 I caught the bus. I took her to McDonald's, and then behind it's the fair. So I took her on the fair all day. But every stop she had donuts and ice cream. And then I took her on the beach all afternoon, and she was just walking up and down the beach, collecting shells in her pocket.
How do you want people who are watching this afternoon to think of Louisiana? How do you want her to be remembered? What do you want her legacy to be?
I just wanted to make a change.
Make a change for Louisiana and other families.
That's it.
Oh, a spokesperson for the Health and Safety Executive has told Sky News today where caravans are rented out on a short-term or holiday basis, the owner of the caravan is likely to meet the definition of a landlord under the gas safety installation and use regulations. The landlord is required to maintain in a safe condition any relevant gas fittings and flues, ensure each relevant appliance and flue is checked for safety annually. Well, the death of Louisiana is tragic. The legislation requiring gas safety checks in rental caravans is